So diving into the data, you can see that in the last 90 days, and I specifically chose the last 90 days, we generated for this page about 66.6 million views. And in the beginning, one of the first things that we like to do for Facebook pages is we run ads. And that could be in follower ads. Sometimes we do also ads to get views on specific posts because we know that those posts are getting essentially a lot of engagement. So we want to boost those posts to get as much views and engagement as possible because it does help the page with reach and all of that. So you can see that before this big spike right here, we were barely getting some views. We were getting a couple thousand views, and half of those views were coming from essentially us running ads. Basically, all of those views were coming from our follower ads that we're running. This is something that we do every single time with Facebook pages, especially when you're launching a brand new Facebook page. We launch follower ads to help the page grow as quickly as possible and get that initial engagement and boost that the page needs in order to get invited into the monetization program. So you can see that initially we were only getting a few thousand views per day. And then suddenly, after we actually got the invite for monetization, which was around the end of October, essentially, one of the things that we did is we started to really heavily posting more and more. So we went from posting 2 to 3 times a day to now posting 5, 6, up to 9 times a day on this page. And a lot of creators think that when you're posting 9 times a day on a Facebook page, it means that you're uploading 9 videos a day. That's not the case. I'm going to talk about a repurposing strategy that we use for every single Facebook page that, especially if you're a YouTuber right now and you're trying to make as much money as possible from your videos, this repurposing strategy inside of Facebook can make you a lot of money. So if you have a lot of videos right now sitting on YouTube that you're not monetizing on Facebook, this is the video for you. And so watch this video all the way to the end because I'm going to explain to you how you can use that. Now you can see here that basically middle of November, this is where we started getting way more views, and the big number was 10 million views in a single day. And this was from a really viral video that we hit from Repurpose. By the way, all of the content that we posted on this page, 100% repurpose content. So that means essentially that we are taking video content from other sources, in this case was YouTube, and we're repurposing, re-editing, and reformatting the video specifically for Facebook. The biggest mistake that I see creators make on Facebook is that they're taking their content from YouTube and just re-uploading that content on Facebook. That doesn't work. If you want to be able to stand out and actually build a brand and get millions of views on Facebook, you need to know how to edit content specifically for a Facebook audience. So we have something called the Facebook viral templates. These are templates that we make for our clients, meaning that we show them exactly what these videos should look like on Facebook based on the content that they make. So if you're a YouTuber or content creator who wants to really scale and be able to make more money and get more views on Facebook, then make sure you click the link in the description below for more information of how my team and I can help you scale on Facebook. Now you can see after a viral video, there's a normal drop where basically the video starts to get less and less views. But initially within this time frame, we got millions and millions of views. We also got thousands of followers from this video. And you can see that we were averaging about 1.4 million views per day. And then of course comes the holidays. December, we started posting way less. We went from posting like 7, 8, 9 times a day to only posting 2 to 3 times, sometimes just once a day. And you can see that it definitely made an impact in terms of how many views we were getting. So you definitely have to maintain that consistency, and you have to have a system in place for your content so that if you're posting, let's say 3 to 4 times a day, you maintain that consistency no matter what. But in this case, for this page, we're basically relying on reposts, which is essentially taking the stuff that's worked well in the past 30 to 60 days and just reusing that on Facebook to continue to make money from that and continue to get views. And that's exactly what happened for like 2 weeks for the holidays, where basically everyone is just celebrating the holidays. And one of the things that I like to do is build teams around my Facebook page, whether it is a page manager, someone who manages the day-to-day operations of the page, meaning that there's scheduled content. Sometimes they might have to go back and repost. They might have to go back and research to see which are the videos that are getting the most views or which are the posts that are getting the best engagement. And we also have the content side of things, which means that I might hire someone else to just do all the editing and do all the things that are required to make the type of post that we make for this page, which could be, by the way, it's not videos alone. It could be photos, photo carousels, stories, and all of that content needs to be formatted specifically for that Facebook page using the existing content that we already have from other sources. So that's exactly what we started doing in January. As you can see here, that's when the numbers start to rise up again. You can see 700,000 views, 500,000, 500,000. So at this point, we're getting hundreds of thousands of views per day for this Facebook page. At this point, we're at the point now where we're really scaling this Facebook page because we know it has a lot of potential, and we can essentially get to like 3, 4, 5 million views a day or more. And that's what we're working up right now. So as of making this video, a couple of days ago, we hit 1.8 million, a 1.3 million, a 1.5 million. So now we're averaging about 1.5 million views a day on this page from all the content. And we're posting right now about 7 times a day. So we have really optimized the content in terms of now we know what really works. Because like I said, this is a Facebook page that we built from scratch, that we essentially repurposed a lot of the content from YouTube, and we took all of that content, repackaged all of that content from Facebook, but it's 2 different audiences. Sometimes the stuff that gets a lot of views on YouTube doesn't really work on Facebook because you have to change some of the formatting, you have to re-edit the content. So it's not just a one-to-one repurposing strategy, it's essentially testing, a lot of experimenting to see what actually works. So when we actually saw all of this data, that's exactly what we did. We go back and say, okay, these are the videos that are working well. These are the photos and the photo carousels and the stories that are working well. So let's just double down on these and let's just see how we can scale this even more. And that is what's happening right now. You can see that we're getting over 1 million views a day. Okay, so you might be wondering, okay, that's great. So how much money is this page making you right now from all of those views? Well, this is a combination of tier 1 and tier 2 audiences. Now, if you don't know what that is, you can definitely go back to some of my other videos and see what tier audiences are. But essentially, in a nutshell, is the value of those audiences and how much money Facebook will pay you for getting views inside of those audiences or demographics. Meaning that if you get a lot of views from the US only, you will have a higher RPM and you will make more money for every 1,000 views. But if you get a lot of views outside of the United States, that RPM is going to be cut in half, and essentially you're not going to make as much money. You will need twice the amount of views to be able to make that type of money. So this Facebook page specifically, because of the content itself, the content that we are repurposing appeals to a tier 2 audiences. We can't really force a tier 1 audience to this because, again, we're taking content from YouTube that's already made. Someone already recorded those videos and we are repurposing that to Facebook, but the content itself appeals to a tier 2 audiences. So we have to grow the page using tier 2 strategies, meaning that we are running ads and we are creating and editing content to appeal to a massive, wider audience outside of the United States. So for this page, it's about 20% US and the other 80% is mostly tier 2, which is a combination of other countries like in Europe, South America. So we get a lot of views from those places as well. So that's exactly what it's going to reflect the earnings. So you can see for this page in the last 90 days, we have essentially made about $3,100, which is not impressive. However, keep in mind that all of the content for this Facebook page is repurposed content. We have not made a single video for this specific Facebook page. We have not made anything unique for this page. It's just taking what it's already published and reformatting that for this page specifically and turning those videos into other formats. So you can see here, our highest date was that date that we got 10 million views in a single day with $473. And now the page, it was averaging about $16, $17 a day. Then it went down when we actually didn't do anything. And now it's back up to, we're averaging about close to $50 per day right now. $80 you can see there So we're now scaling this page to be able to reach, $200, $300 per day, which I'm very, very confident that we'll be able to do that in the next 30 to 60 days. We should be able to scale this Facebook page to, I would say, somewhere between $300 to $400 per day, because it is a tier 2 audiences. We are gonna need maybe 3 times the amounts of views that it's getting right now. But that's not gonna be an issue, because when it comes to Facebook, going viral on Facebook is not that complicated, especially because if you keep in mind, all of the views that this Facebook page is getting is not coming just from videos, it's coming from other formats as well. And that is the main strategy that we use when it comes to scaling these Facebook pages and growing them to massive numbers. Okay, so now that you've seen all the data and all the numbers, let's talk about the strategy. What exactly did we do in order to get above 1 million views per day now? And what's the strategy that we used in order to repurpose everything to make sure that we continue to scale? So number one is we continue to run Facebook ads. This is really crucial, because if you want to scale on Facebook, I don't know why, but there's this misconception that if you run ads on your page, something will happen to your page. You're going to get demonetized. Your videos are not going to get reach. You're not getting views, something like that. And it's not the case. I've been doing this for over 10 years already, since 2016. And essentially, one of the things that I learned is that the fastest path to monetization is running Facebook ads, because you're able to build an audience of targeted people who are going to be more likely to watch and consume and engage with the content that you're already making for your Facebook page. Can you build a Facebook page without running ads? Absolutely, you can. Now, if you want to make sure you get there a little bit faster, it would be wise to spend anywhere from $5 to $10 per day in the first 90 days of launching your Facebook page, so you can get there a little bit quicker and you get the right type of followers while you post the content in order for you to potentially go viral, just like we did and hit 10 million views in a single day. Number two is the content repurposing strategy. This is crucial. If you are a YouTuber already, let's say that you make 1 or 2 videos per week, you upload it to your channel on YouTube, you get a couple 100,000 views, you're probably making $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 per month, or maybe a little bit less on YouTube. That's it. If you upload a video, whatever money that video makes, that is it. You can't take the exact same video and just re-upload it again, or turn that into a multiple formats, or do anything. Now, that's not the case on Facebook. And this is why Facebook is such an amazing opportunity for content creators in 2026. And I still don't understand why there's so many people who complain that when they're posting on Facebook, they're not making enough, or Facebook is too complicated. The thing is, there's a lot of money waiting for you on Facebook if you do it properly. And you have to understand the platforms are different. YouTube and Facebook are not the same, and you have to treat them differently. However, if you're a content creator, you're posting content on YouTube already, and you're not monetizing that content anywhere else, especially on Facebook, you're leaving a lot of money on the table, because that same content can definitely add a couple $1,000s per month to your content business if you take the content and you repurpose it properly on Facebook. Now, I've made several videos on my channel talking about how to do this, so definitely go to my channel and review some of those videos, because I talk about extensively about how to use the multiple formats in order for you to repurpose the content you already have and turning that into monetizable assets inside of Facebook. But if you want to find out how we do it for clients and how we actually teach them how they can repurpose content from existing sources like YouTube, then definitely click the link in the description below for more information. And I'll give you all the details of how we have helped hundreds of content creators to implement our strategies and framework in order to monetize their Facebook pages and turning their Facebook pages into an asset that makes them money every single month without having to create new content. So the first thing we did for this Facebook page is we made a list of all the videos that we were going to repurpose. These are videos that are anywhere from like maybe 5 to 10 minutes long. And from these 5 to 10 minute videos, we can extract a lot of content, because we can turn those 5-minute videos into short reels. We can turn them into long reels as well. We can re-edit those videos into multiple formats. We could definitely take some of those reels and turn them into photos. And then from those exact same videos, we take the best moments and turn them into photo carousels. And then we just look at the data. This is something that a lot of creators don't do. They just post content blindly without looking at the data and analyzing what's working best for my page. Is it photos? Is it videos? Is it stories that's making me the most money? Why is it working? Is it the titles that I'm choosing? Is it the hook at the beginning of the video? Is it the short reels versus the long reels? Is it that I'm not posting enough? So you have to look at all of that data and then make your changes and make the conclusions that you need to make in order to implement the right strategies for your page in order to scale. But if you're not looking at your data, you're simply just blindly posting content, hoping that it's going to do well, hoping that it makes you money. And then when suddenly you hit a viral video, you have no idea why that worked. Well, we don't do that. We actually look at data, we analyze everything, we make sure that we understand what's working. We're not afraid to test. We might just test a bunch of different videos, different hooks, different photos, different photo carousels, different stories to see what actually sticks, what gets the views, what makes the money. And then from there, we double down on the things that are working. And number three, the last thing that we do is we build teams around these pages. I don't want to sit here and have to do all the work myself, because if you're trying to build a content business, if you are a content creator who's making a full-time living from your content creation business, you want to make sure you spend your time doing the one thing that actually makes you money, which is making content. So if you actually spend time just having to edit all of this content for Facebook and X and Instagram and TikTok and all this stuff, you're spending more time basically repurposing content than just trying to make great content with great viral potential that can make you a lot of money. So one of the things that I tell every single one of my clients is, once you know the system, once you know what actually works, you can build a team around your Facebook page and just basically outsource the entire thing so that you have people helping you scale and grow this Facebook page. And a lot of our clients have been able to surpass their income on YouTube. A lot of our clients have been able to make more money from their Facebook pages than what they're making on YouTube. And that's because of the many monetization opportunities that Facebook offers. Because on Facebook, not only can you monetize your videos, but you can also monetize photos, photo carousels, text, stories. Pretty much anything you do on Facebook, you can make money. Of course, you're not going to make the same amount of money on every single post, because there's different factors that determine how much money you will make for each individual format. And again, I have a bunch of videos on my channel that explain how that works. But in the end, this is all content that you're being paid for, and essentially content that you didn't have to make from scratch. You're repurposing from one source, turning that into multiple formats, allowing you to make money from all of those formats at the same time. So this means that now you can scale by essentially taking one video and turning that one video into multiple formats like photos and photo carousels and stories and even text, and make money from all of those without you having to create anything new. And if you have a team behind that can help you manage the day-to-day operations of your Facebook page, definitely you can now focus on just creating content and allow yourself to grow this second asset for your content creation business that will make you money every month, and it will definitely pay for itself once you understand how it works. So yes, monetizing a Facebook page in 90 days or less, it's still possible, and I think it's just gonna get easier with the help of AI content and everything else, all the tools that Facebook has released. I think it's just gonna get easier and easier to get monetized on Facebook as quickly as possible. And if you apply some of the stuff that I mentioned in this video, you can definitely get there a lot quicker. Now, if you're launching a brand new Facebook page and you wanna know exactly what you need to do and basically just follow all the steps that I just mentioned in this video, make sure you watch this video because I broke them all down for you and just show you what you need to do step by step so you don't make the mistakes of wasting time or doing stuff that's not going to help you get monetized. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.